Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. So I wanted to do a quick behind the scenes type video for what I'm working on for Revelations. So my first novel, which is Revelations, Rise of the Inquisitor. It's for sale on Amazon. Link will be in the description. Now for the second novel that I'm beginning to work on is going to be in the Revelations universe, but we're going to have a separate set of characters. So this next book is going to be book 1. I'm thinking it's going to be either a 4 or 5 part novel series in Revelations. We're going to be, this story, I started the story out really simply. Like if you've read any of my other content, I wrote a short story at the beginning of 2018 that was called Family Man. And that followed a character named Mikhail Tarvis. He is a captain of a crew of pirates. Basically, they became pirates because in the Republic, which you can see here behind me, I need to make a bigger map, but basically this big red area here is the core Republic. It's the most powerful nation in the Republic. Basically, imagine like a layer of 3 different circles breaking down the worlds. So in the center here, we have what would be called the core worlds. Those are the most valuable worlds in the Republic. That's usually where the most powerful people live. That's where a lot of the military stuff is manufactured. They're very technologically advanced. They're very well protected. Then in the middle here, we would have the inner world. The inner worlds are usually used for mining, for industry, for agriculture, so food production. They're a lot of the worker class of people. And then on the outside, basically everything that borders or is on the edge of the Republic before you get in all the other neighboring countries, those are the border worlds. Those worlds have like the most level of military, and they're very well defended. Of course, because they're on the borders with the other nations, right? So where's the Destiny? There it is, Destiny. Right down over here in the Simon prefecture is where the story is going to be taking place. It's going to go to different other planets and stuff, but the main part of the story starts with Destiny. So on the planet Destiny, which is one of the inner worlds, there was a big recession a couple of years ago in the Revelations universe called the Loner Crash. The Loners are basically a big banking conglomerate. It's kind of running a lot of the things in the Republic. Well, they had some rough economic times, which then caused this really big recession that hit a lot of the inner worlds, because basically, the border worlds have to have a certain level of status maintained because they're the border worlds. They don't want to get invaded. And then the core worlds, of course, are going to be the last line of anybody feeling anything economically bad because they're the wealthiest planets. So the inner worlds are the first ones where you really start seeing problems. So Destiny had this really devastating economic crash with the Loner Crash, and basically there was a lot of people that were left to fend for themselves. Well, what did they do? They started getting to the point of desperation because the government wasn't willing to help them out, even though they really could have used the assistance, and they started raiding other people around them. Well, before you knew it, they started figuring out, okay, look, we need to stop stealing from our neighbors because we're just going to keep attacking each other and killing each other, and then the whole planet's going to fall apart and it's going to be a mess. So some of the people thankfully had their own ships, thankfully from their perspective, and they started going out under cover of being a transport cargo ship or freighter or different other things, nothing militarized, and they would go out and visit other planets or other colonies and they would raid them. They'd steal something valuable, food, medical supplies, cash, anything that they could use to trade and barter for other things that they needed. So they do a quick hit and run and then they leave. So the whole story for novel 2, which is book 1 of, I think right now the working title of the series will be Kingdom of Sand. So we're going to be dealing with Mikhail Tarvis, his crew, their whole, basically becoming pirates out of desperation, raiders, whatever term you want to use for them. So they're in a situation where they have become criminals in their eyes because the government wasn't helping them because of the recession. So jobs have dried up, food production. Destiny's also going through a bad, it's not exactly one of the more agricultural planets. It's very dusty and sandy. So they're already not able to produce a lot of food, so they really need food brought in off-world. There are some places that can grow, but not where Mikhail's town is. So the story is going to really, book one is going to be setting up this really awesome journey for Mikhail, from going from this pirate that's just doing things out of desperation to provide for his family and his town, and he's going to go through this huge transition through books 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then if there's the 5th book. The reason I don't know if there's a 5th book 100% is I'm still trying to outline all of it. I have this really big idea. The idea grew a lot because it was really going to be like one book, and then I was like, okay, well, really I could go ahead and get it to 3, and then I added in a couple other components that have really like, all right, this is a much bigger story now. This probably is a 4 or 5 book series. So I'm really excited about it. I know that there's a lot of content you guys don't know yet about Revelations. I know that, you know, I'm adding a lot of stuff, so I'm trying to think of other types of lore videos that I can do. If you have any suggestions or questions of something you'd like to know, you can comment down below, and that might help me kind of focus on where's the best part. Because, you know, I have all the content for Revelations up in my mind or on my laptop, but some of it's not necessarily in the status to be able to share. And then some of it is like, okay, well, if you basically, for example, let's just say you're going to describe to somebody Star Wars. If you couldn't describe the main storyline, right? Let's say you pull out the Skywalker story, describe Star Wars to someone, right? And try to tell them about the different alien races or the different technology or the different planets or the different important characters or different people and the governments. There's a lot of pieces that are sometimes difficult to share, in my view, right now, that I want to. So like I was saying, if you have any other ideas or something you have a very specific question about, comment below, and that would help a lot to be able to move forward with. I know over the next couple of months and weeks and months, that will come together a lot easier. But I wanted to do a behind the scenes, kind of letting you guys know where this project is going. Now I'm thinking what I'm going to do is book 1, 2, and 3 will release, will start to release around either February or March. So I'm about halfway through book 1 right now, and then book 2 will start. I'll start writing it immediately as soon as book 1 is finished. I don't have any other projects that I'm working on. I'm about ready to release a book that's supposed to help teach you how to write your own sci-fi universe if you wanted to write your own stories. And then of course I have, you know, the first novel out, and this novel introduces a really important character for the Revelations universe. I'm considering bringing in that character into the final book of the series, so it is worth reading. I personally enjoy it, and I've gotten a lot of good comments so far from other people who've read it, but it's not like a waste of time or something for people that are like, well, okay, I'll wait till I read the whole series, then I'll go back and read that. This book will still give you something to read right now and to check out Revelations to see if you're interested in it, and then to kind of go from there. Might actually introduce the really big character that was introduced. There's a couple major characters introduced, but there's one in particular that I wanted to set up. So, you know, it's a really good story, and I want to do more of these behind the scenes videos as well to kind of add to what you guys are able to see from this channel and kind of see what's going on, because, you know, right now Revelations may seem really small and insignificant, but in a year from now, if everything works, I'm going to have an additional at least 9 more novels released for Revelations. That'll be a 10 novel universe at that point. I've got art being created. I've got Warmech art that's actually already being released. I got some new concept art for Mikhail Tarvis. I got some concept art for a Warmech scene. So there's some cool stuff that's coming, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. Like I said, comment below if you have any ideas, and then I'll get on to those ones in the next future videos. All right? Thank you guys. Talk to y'all later.